Okay, we got 23 of these things through different methods almost in every county. We lost in a couple of counties. We had a referendum in Del Norte County, Measure A, I believe it was, and the Service Employees International Union spent $50,000 on that campaign, and we lost by 100 votes? 400 votes. We spent $500 over there because that's all we had. I mean, we're little and small. We don't have money. I admit that. It's, you know, that isn't good or bad. It's just the way it is. But for $50,000, we lost by 400 votes. If we were smart, we'd go back there every single year, and after they'd spent about $1 million, maybe they'd go away. But anyway, it's not over in Del Norte County. The character of the county is changing. We'll be back there. But we have 23. So we take these 23 declarations, and according to the California Constitution, the process and procedure available to us, we go down to the State House, we record them with the Secretary of State, which puts it on the record. We go to the Senate Pro Tem and the Speaker of the Assembly, we submit these declarations, and then we ask them, the Ledge Council and the Speaker of the Assembly, we want you to make a copy of each and every one of these declarations and provide a copy to each and every member in this body because we want discussion on this and we want a state split under Article 4, Section 3 of the United States Constitution. Article 4, Section 3 is a process outlined by the Founding Fathers that makes it legal, moral, and ethical to add states to the Union or to separate states into more parts than they had before. And it's been done before. Vermont separated from New York, Maine from Massachusetts, Tennessee and West Virginia from Virginia. So this isn't anything new, it's been done before. Now Article 4 is very clear. It says, nor shall a state be created from the territory of an existing state or to adjoining states unless the state legislature affected agrees and Congress agrees. So we have to ask the state legislature. Unfortunately, we're going to go ask the fox if the chickens can leave the coop, and we have to ask Congress. Now, our numbers in Congress are good. I mean, not in the House of Representatives right now, but that might change. But our numbers in the United States Senate, we could win this. We could have won it in the last Congress, but we fell asleep and nobody voted and we lost control of Congress, conservatives did, so we've got to go get that back again somehow. That's the work the people have to do to make this cause a reality. Well, so we submit these declarations. Then after that, we didn't hear much. In fact, not one single legislator, not even our own champions of liberty that they are, made one single phone call to find out what we wanted or why we wanted it. Not one. I mean, the silence was deafening. So we started a campaign, email, phone call. We had a website where you could get 5 different phone numbers of legislators every single day, and we asked every person in Jefferson to at least call 5 of them every day, and some of us called all of them every day. There were literally hundreds of thousands of phone calls, tens of thousands of emails, thousands of personal visits, and after all of that, not one single legislator, not even our own, made one single phone call or sent one single email to find out what we were upset about, what we wanted, or why we wanted it. Not one. So I'm saying to myself, wow, this is bad. And then I'm saying to myself, no, it really isn't bad because it proves a point. They really don't care what 1/3 of the land mass of California thinks. They don't care what 1.2 million people think. You know what? They don't have to. They don't have to. Why? Well, the California legislature, let's do an arithmetic problem. California legislature has 120 members, 80 assembly, 40 senators, right? The state of Jefferson, depending upon how you count them, the number could go either way because some assemblymen share counties that are part of Jefferson, but they also share part of a county that isn't in Jefferson. So by a fairly accurate count, the northern third of California has 6 state-level lawmakers, and lower California has 114. In fact, 51% of the representation in California falls from the northern line of Los Angeles County south to the Mexican border. 51%. If the counties from Los Angeles south want something, they can win every vote every time they want, no matter what anyone else wants. And it doesn't matter what you think or what you want. How did that happen? How did that happen to us? So let's go through this a little bit more first, and I'll tell you how we got here. So we did that. We did the declaration deal, and we got nothing out of it, not even one response. In fact, that's where we found out that a lot of state legislators won't even meet with their constituents. They don't have face-to-face meetings with the people that vote for them. You're not important enough, and you can't affect events. So let's ask ourselves another question. What's enough? All right, so if you want to impact events, and there are 1 million of you in a district, could the people in this room possibly mount a campaign by themselves with just the money in our pockets to affect events? Absolutely not. And what do we have, 100 here maybe, I'm just guessing? So 1 for 1 million won't help us. What about 1 for 500,000? Same. What about 1 for 250,000? No, not working. And in fact, it works so poorly for the people of California that 98% of all elections, you can't get rid of an incumbent. Because once he's an incumbent, he or she, you can't get rid of him. 97% of all elections, the incumbent wins for some reason. Challengers don't have a chance because the district is so large they can't get the money, or like Patrick, he could not spread himself thin enough to cover all of those counties with the money that it took so that all the people in those counties even knew who he was. I mean, you got to tell 500,000 people who you are. How can the average guy do that? And the answer is he can't, and Thomas Paine knew that, and he said so. He said representation must grow as the colony grows so that all parts of it remain represented, in his pamphlet called Common Sense. You can't possibly do it with the numbers we have. So now let's keep going. What about 1 for 50,000? Well,